Good evening from Area 51 Raceway. Tonight we're going to talk about wheel inserts and also detailing them. Come join us. So another thing I want to talk about is wheel inserts. And one thing that's nice about scratch building is that when you have your models that you get these cars in, they usually come with a lot of, well, not a lot, but they'll come with some wheel inserts. And what's nice is that Stock Car Corner offers these CB design wheels that are the deep inserts. And what's nice about these is that you could get your model ones that came with the car, sand them down a little, and just drop them in and glue them, and you got yourself a nice wheel on your car. And the thing is that there's so much availability on wheels here, as you could see, all the ones that I have right here. How many different ones I have? It's unlimitless. I mean, you have the old, steel wheel style, and then you could paint these. You don't have to leave them all chromy. And then you have, old hubcap style ones from Pontiacs, different wheels, deeper ones, custom wheels. And you have your old steel wheels. I mean, it goes on. And then you could even go with even putting some, some moons on this too, if you wanted to. If you have this style of, hubcap, and that comes with the moons, that covers the, like the old Ford hubcap style stuff. It really is endless. There's a lot of different things you could do. And again, these wheels right here, these CB design wheels, are great because you could just basically drop them in, cut them to fit. Obviously this one isn't cut to fit right there, but what you do is just snap your plastic off there if you need to file them down, so that you get rid of all those ridges from the the plastics that they've been on the trees. And all you're doing is just dropping them in there. Now this one fits in there deep, and you can glue that if you wanted to make it like a deep wheel. There's different options. You have your old Cragar style that you want to put some Cragars on. I mean, there's a lot of cool things you could do. The old steel wheel type like that. You could go with the wire wheel design if you're building an older car that has these types of wheels, just like so. That one fits in there perfectly. I just rolled right in there nicely. Now it's in there so snug, I had to pop it out because it fits in there real well. See, like that pop. That's a pretty good wheel right there, or hubcap, or whatever. Wheel insert, excuse me. And then you can pop those in there, and you have that style wheel. I mean, it's limitless. So just remember, when you have old models, the model kits, make sure you save the wheels, because there's a lot of things you could do with these CB design wheels with the deep inserts. You can just basically drop what you want in there, and again, you have limited amount. Of course, more wheels are going to need more work. Like this one, you'd have to sand down a lot. So that's probably something ideally when you use. And you have a old junky Cragar one there. But again, like I said, it's limitless to what you could do. How you want to, what you want to put in there. And you could trim these if you need to around the outside to make them fit. And one example is like these ones right here. So you could see these right here stick out a little. I had to trim them down, file them down, and then they drop in there nice, and I glue them. Then if there's anything on the side there, you could always paint those silver, whatever color you're going to paint the wheel, and glue them on there with some glue. And you just got to make sure your axles are cut to where they just tap to the back of this. Obviously you can't go through the wheel insert, but I just want to share this little thing here, and then you could put your decal for your white letter tire. And I'll probably maybe go with these wheels for the deep purple build. As you can see, this has been cleared and it's pretty much, you know, ready to go. And I'll probably put the glass in. And this is the first time I've done a body first before I've done the chassis, so we're going a little bit in a different direction here. But this car I just cleared today. It's only one little iteration here that isn't very good, but I mean, it is what it is. One little spot. You know, that's part of, you know, the hobby. But this is the car here that I'm just building for fun, and just trying to decide what wheel to go with. We're going back to wheel inserts. So now that I've kind of like trimmed these down so that they'll fit in the wheel, like so, and glue them on later. Now, I don't want to go with the chromey look. Nothing against the chromey look right now. I just don't want to do it on this car. I can do it on a different type of car that would look nice for this, you know, for a particular model. But for this one, I'm going to go with painting these. And since the Pontiac is purple, and I have kind of like a gold theme to it, I'm going to paint these wheels gold. And I'm just going to use Testors paint. Now, all I did was got what it is the not sandpaper, but I always lose how would you say the name of the thing that I use all the time, and I can't think about it. My brain's kind of like blanking every time I think of this. So Scotch-Brite, there you go. So I use Scotch-Brite. I had to think about it more and more. And what I did with Scotch-Brite just to scuff it so the paint will stick, because if you try and put paint on it, it may just float on it, even if you're using water-based too. So I'll get some gold paint, and what I'll do is I'll just paint these gold, get a little bit more, with this little modeler's brush that you get from Hobby Lobby, and just paint them up. And what I could do later on too, when the paint is dry, and I'll do that on video, is detail the little tiny lug nuts, or the little rivets around the wheel. And of course you want to paint the outside rim of it as well. You may get yourself a little bit of paint on you, but if you do, just clean it up right away. And I'm just going to go like that around the outside, and then a song that goes like that, around the outside, and just paint that up. Again, like I said, you will get yourself paint on you, so if you want to use gloves, go ahead. I'm just not using any right now. And we'll paint that wheel up, and voila! We got ourselves a nice gold wheel. And just make sure you cover all those spots, like so. And there's a gold wheel. Not too bad. So what we'll do with that is we'll detail this. And what you normally would do when you detail like this, small things that are tiny, excuse me, is you get a toothpick. And I have a toothpick somewhere. I actually have it in here. Painting toothpicks. And what you'll do is you could get like, which I would probably use, maybe silver, it all depends, and just kind of dot these like so, which is possible. Not very hard to do. Toothpicks very fine. And then do the lug nuts if you want, or the top of the, you know, of the, you know, hub there, where the bearing cap would go on cars. There's a cap that goes over the spindle that has little bearings. That's what this little cap is here. And what I could do also is paint it the same color of the paint that I have. Get a little purple maybe, and put it on there. It doesn't have to be exact like what I have on the car, but similar to it, which I do have some Createx water-based paint, which you could actually dab that on there and use a brush with that. That'll work also. And then you could just clear this if you want, and it'll seal it all in. And it's just a little small thing you could do with wheels, you know. And again, what you do is just scuff this up, and you use some alcohol to clean it off, let it dry, and then you just apply your paint. And as you can see, there's quite a difference. And what's cool about these wheels, I love these CD design wheels, because CB, excuse me. Boy, I really can't talk today. Using the wrong words, but when you use these CB design wheels, are just awesome, because the fact that you could just drop something in here is what's great if you don't want to get wheel inserts and you want to use the model ones, especially if you're building like certain cars, like with the Burt Reynolds Pontiac Fiber Trans Am. They had the snowflake wheels, and I was able to trim those around and fit them into these wheels, and it looks like it has snowflake wheels. You know, I painted them gold, obviously. But I mean, this is what's great about these wheels. They're very, very, very precisely milled, and they're like the really nicest wheels that I've ever really had to deal with, period. Because the fact that, you know, that Slot Car Corner carries this stuff is because it's specifically tailored to, you know, scratch building stuff. And I'm sure before, maybe 10 or 12 years before, there wasn't any of this stuff, and it was hard for people to try and make their wheels. You know, it's pretty tough. They'd have to use what they had on hand. And now that you have this stuff available, it's just really nice that you could buy something like this and then just drop a wheel in there, and you know, a wheel insert, and you have something you made on your own. Now CB, they do carry also wheel inserts from Slot Car Corner if you want to use some that just fit in there, you know, exactly and stuff, and that's fine. You could use that and paint it also, but this is kind of a nice option if you have a model wheels that you want to use. You just, you know, paint them up, make them look nice, detail them, pop them in there, glue them in there, and that's it. And they're gonna go well with the car, you know, whatever you're trying to match and deal with. And of course, Testors paints are really easy to apply. It's just, you know, regular Testors paints and Alamo paint, and they could be cleared easily. And then you can put, you know, your little detail in there. And Harry does love, just so you know, Harry loves wheels when they're detailed. So I've been kind of really going on this more because the wheels do make a car. Trust me. I have a Pontiac GTO in the garage. It has stock wheels on them from the street. But when I put a drag set on them like wheels, and they're like the ProStar 5-star wheels, the car really gets a lot more attention because the wheels are what make a car. So the wheels are just as important too. So again, just little tips, and just like I showed you all the other different types of wheel inserts that I had lying around. It's good to hold on to these because it's you could utilize this. So it's nice to have a bag of, like, you know, the wheel inserts from the old model that you build the car out of, you know, store them, because you could do stuff like this and just enhance the car, and this makes it even more of a, how would you say, a custom build, because you design this, you know, making your colors and stuff and adding things to it. So that's it. Just wanted to share this little part about wheels and you know, wheel inserts as part of the video. So as always, you take care and have fun racing.